Welcome back to the Lost Love Stories, where we share the beautiful, messy, real journeys of love and lost. I'm your host, Pam Baker, and today I'm so excited because I have one of my most favorite people in the whole wide world with me. And I know I say I always have amazing guests because I do, but today I really, really do. I'm excited to have you get to know my daughter, Sabrina Baker. Everybody calls her Beanie, so if you hear me saying that, that's why. Really only maybe if she's getting in trouble, I say Sabrina.
Sabrina Evans.
But welcome, Beanie, to the Lost Love Stories. We are going to talk today about your dad.
Yep. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
You're excited.
Yeah, I guess.
If anybody's listened to my very, very first episode, I talked about John and my journey of loss and growth with him. But you have your own story with your dad. So talk to us about your dad. What was he like?
Well, I was always his favorite, so that
Obviously.
was great. But it also, I feel like, made it a lot harder on me when he did actually pass. He was like, I don't know, we did everything together. We played volleyball together. He's the one who got me into volleyball. We would go do daddy-daughter breakfasts every Monday at Gracious Plenty. If you haven't been, I highly suggest, go check it out.
They're not paid advertisers,
no,
but they
we're
should
not,
be.
but it's really good and you should go. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we had a very different relationship than he did with any of the boys. Obviously, I'm the only girl. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, do you remember back when Dad was diagnosed?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what that was like for you? Like, I don't think we've ever really even talked about that.
No, I don't think we have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were in the kitchen. I remember that. That's when I found out, because we were, I don't know where he was. He was like at the doctor or something, and I think it was you and JoJo, and then all the kids, and you were just like, well, your dad has cancer, and we were like, I didn't really like understand. I was like, well, what is that supposed to mean?
And you were 12?
I was 12. It was 2018.
Oh, so you would have just turned
What, 13?
13. Yeah, because that was October.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like, I mean, obviously nobody wants to hear those words, and it's scary. I mean, cancer is not known for being good or easy, so I was just kind of like, okay. And then I feel like I didn't really think much about it until really his first surgery, because then he came back and then half his head was shaved off and he looked scary and had all of the stitches and everything, and I was like, I remember like walking in and seeing him for the first time, and that made me really, really sad, because I was just like, oh my gosh, like he shouldn't look like this right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm texting your brother because I hear the dogs whining and it's making me insane.
Well, I just texted him too, so.
He needs to freaking pay attention to his texts. Yeah. And then it was really kind of a weird world, right? Because after he recovered from that surgery, he looked healthy. He acted healthy.
It was fine.
Yeah. And so then how was that for you? Was it confusing, or was it just like, oh, Dad's back, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really I just thought, I mean, it was our new norm, so I was just like, all right, well, he's chilling, I'm chilling, and everyone's fine, like, all is well in the world. Yeah, it wasn't really bad until he started having those seizures, and then I was like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, obviously he went through a long period where he was actually in the best shape of his life. He was like working out like crazy and doing all the things. And then, you know, when he got sick the first time he died, he was pretty frail. Yeah. And then, of course, after his car accident, when he had a seizure while he was driving and had a terrible, terrible car accident.
Really bad car accident, yeah.
And yeah, well, I don't even remember. I know he punctured his lungs and had broken ribs and
broken like legs and ankles and
yeah.
shit. I don't know.
Yeah, terrible.
A lot of broken things and
Yeah.
bad bruises everywhere. It was really bad.
Really bad.
Except he refused to like, even like when he like, before that I feel like he would like refuse to use a wheelchair or anything like that when he was like deteriorating. And
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
bro, you're about to fall. Like, just
you're
sit
stressing
down.
me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was that transition like once he stopped, he was doing all the workouts and doing everything, and once he got in those accidents and started having the seizures, and it was like, I remember his mental state shifted for sure.
Yeah. I feel like, well, I mean, I remember the first time it really like affected me was when he had a seizure when where were we in Aspen, and Grace was there, and he had a seizure like at the bottom of the mountain or whatever, and I was like, oh, I was like, wait, this like actually like can happen at any time, and then I was like, wait,
yeah,
that's kind of scary, and like I feel like, I mean, because he was like on steroids, right, and so that made him angry, and so then he would like get angry at little things, but like he couldn't really do anything about it, and so then I just kind of like, I would kind of just ignore him when he would be angry because like I'd be like, you don't even know what you're saying right now.
Yeah, probably a good thing to do.
Yeah, but yeah, so I feel like also then when he started not being as healthy, I kind of distanced myself because I didn't know how to react or like talk to him anymore, and so it was just like, I don't know, I just kind of like drifted from him, which it was like one of the biggest things I regretted when he died. It was like I was like, bro, you literally left him to die by himself, and that's what I would always be really sad about that.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Well, and then just thinking about that whole transition from that fall, remember we had our family photo shoot, and that was a challenge because his balance and everything.
Yeah, he fell that day too.
Like our last family photo shoot, it was like, that was August, and then that walk toward November when he died. Can you remember how that was for you?
Like, not really. I don't really remember anything. I remember the week that he died, I had left school early one of those days because I like had a panic attack at school, or like not even a full-blown panic attack because I hadn't really had them yet, but I just got really upset, and like I was in gym and I left and I went to go talk to Coach Julie, and I was just like in her like office because she worked with like the special needs kids, and so they had like a quiet room or something like that, and so I was just in there, and then just like crying and crying and crying, and I was like, he's getting so sick, he's getting so much worse, like I don't know what to do. But then like I just kind of like blocked it out, other than when it would not let me. So I don't know, I don't really remember a lot though.
You remember the day?
Yeah.
And then the day before.
Yeah, I came back and I was gonna go to Slade's that night, and then you were like, no, you should stay home, and I was like, oh. And then he just wasn't waking up, and then I ended up going to Grace's that night. And yeah, I mean, because I just had to get out of the house, and then it was Friday the next day, and you were like, you guys don't have to go to school, like let's just all spend time with your dad tomorrow. And then JoJo came in the next morning, and she was like, you have to come say goodbye. And I was just like, what? And then I had my first real panic attack then, and that's when I completely stopped breathing and everything. I like didn't know how, because I was just looking at his mouth and it wasn't moving, and then if his mouth wasn't moving, then my mouth and my body wasn't going to move either, and so then yeah.
I always describe that morning as like when I came downstairs and I knew that was the day. I just knew he was leaving that day, and I describe that day as being sort of like beautifully tragic. Those are my words that I always use, because it was so tragic because he was dying. It was the last day I knew, but it was also like so beautiful to be able to be with him, so fully present in that as he passed, not in a hospital, not hooked up to tubes, not like some, you know, a car accident or something, you know, that's like full of like terror and fear. Yeah. It was sad. Yeah. But it was almost peaceful. Yeah. And beautiful in the way. I have described it as being like, you know, I've had 4 children myself, but I've been present for other people's, you know, Hallie and some nieces and nephews, and that's always
my friends.
Beautiful.
I feel like,
yeah, it's always beautiful to see babies come into the world, and to me, it was almost that same kind of beauty of just like being with him as he's transitioning to the next phase, playing the music that he loved, and it was all beautiful. It was just beautiful to me in such a weird, tragic way.
Yeah, I just remember that like JoJo came and told me, and then I had to stay upstairs because he had to like get cleaned up, and then I just went down and I was just like shell shocked. I was like, wait, what is happening? But I feel like I was also like upstairs for a lot of the time that like when he was still there and like passing on, like I was still upstairs. Yeah. And so then I came down and it was over.
Well, I think the day before, like we knew, it's like each of you just took turns sitting with him.
Yeah. Squeezed my hand. I was the only one that he moved for. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh.
He squeezed my hand.
Oh. So Dad passes. Let's talk about, you know, everybody handles death in their own way. And each of my 4 children handled it in their own way. And you handled it in your own way. The dogs are scratching at the door. Oh my God, they're obsessed with her. I know. So they want to be with her all the time.
Especially Coda. That's scratching at the door right now.
So let's talk about that. You can let him in so he doesn't make me completely insane. 1 second, stand by.
Can't hear you, Brett.
Okay, so Dad passes away. I always like to talk to people about their growth through their grief, their process, their path back to joy. And so you did all of those things. You did grow through it. You did find your way back to joy. But you had a little bit of a twisted path along the way. And you can get into as much detail as you want, but you know, what did that look like for you? You were then 16.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you were 16.
Yeah, I mean, I was a sophomore in high school and had a boyfriend at the time. Feel bad for that boy. I love him forever, but shout out Slade, thank you for everything that you did. But I think I relied very heavily on other people. And like for a while it was Slade. And then once I broke up with him, then it was Lily. And I relied on Bella a lot too. I had a friend, Bella, who her dad, we like were friends because her dad passed away not even 12 hours before mine. And it was both from cancer, both like, she was also her dad's favorite. They were like very daddy-daughter, did all of that. Just like me and my dad. He died from cancer. He also died like in their living room. Like it was like very, very similar. Her family nickname is also Beanie. Like it was weird. Like everything that we did and like went through happened at the same time. So I relied a lot on her. And then once Javen came, that's when I started, I think, to heal, because he is like, I was happy because of him.
Oh my God, these dogs.
I know.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Coda, don't do it.
Go ahead. Keep telling.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that even though, like, Javen is my other ex-boyfriend who I started dating probably like 6-ish months after I broke up with Slade.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really the first, like, sense of happiness that I had really felt in a long time, because, like, me and Lily were just manic together. We were just doing bad things together, which gave comfort in that, because then I had someone who was, I don't know, like, on the same wavelength as me.
Not a good baby.
Not good. Not in a good way. But it was very helpful for me. And yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs, definitely longer, more downs than ups. I don't know, I really was just trying to stay alive, honestly, like, for a while. Like, she
wasn't really going to school. She wasn't really doing anything that really was good for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Girl, why? You're obsessed with me. What are you doing? Duncan sucks at his job.
He does.
Outside.
I know. So then that lasted for a little while. Really?
Yeah, I mean, me and Javen, even when I was with Javen, I mean, it's not like he was the best influence on me, but at least I started being happier.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all of junior year. Well, towards the end of junior year is when me and Javen started dating.
Mm-hmm.
And then senior year, I only had 2 classes anyways. So then I was just working a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So what do you think changed about you? Like, you started in a spiral, right?
Mm-hmm.
A grief spiral. You weren't really managing your grief very well. You weren't talking to anybody. You were refusing to go to therapy
because those therapists were awful.
You didn't. You
I tried.
You weren't ready.
I wasn't.
And then you weren't hanging out with people that were the best for you.
Yeah.
So it was like a toxic spiral. But then you started finding your way out. And so talk about that process, the grief, the growth through the grief. Like, how do you think you got to the point where you're like, okay, it's time to get my shit together here, and not be self-destructive. You were self-destructive for a while.
Yeah, I think when Javen left for school, I realized that all of my happiness that I had was relying on him, and it came through him and our relationship. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should, like, be happy in other times too, because it was nice, but then I just couldn't control it. It was like so overwhelming, and I just couldn't deal with it. Mm-hmm. And so I think once he left, that was also going into my senior year. So then I was working. I had 3 jobs. I was a coach, I nannied, and then I also worked at a restaurant. And so I only had 2 classes, so I would get out of class and then just go straight there. And then from work, I would go to volleyball, and during volleyball season or whatever. So I think I became a lot more busy. Oh my God. But I don't know. I think being busy with doing things that I love, but then also when I would play volleyball, that would also make me sad, because then I was like, especially at first, because I didn't even want to go back junior year. I did not want to at all. And because I was like, I can't. I was playing beach at that time too, during junior year. Or like sophomore into junior year. Yeah. And that was awful, because every time I would learn something new, I'd want to come home and just talk to him about it, and I couldn't. And so then I was like, oh, I'm so happy because I know this makes me happy. And then I would be like, wait, but now I want to die even more, because who am I supposed to talk to about it? Yeah. And so, I don't know, I think I think being busy with all of working and then going to volleyball and all that helped just keep my mind off of things. And then, I don't know, I feel like when I met Liza and Jesse and we really became good friends, that also, they made me really happy because like all of my friends in Roswell just kind of, like I've always been very much of a floater, and I just kind of, I'm friends with a lot of people, but like I'm not super, super close with really any of them. And so then having Liza and Jesse was like amazing, and Lolo too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lolo, I would be with her always. She's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, yeah, with Liza and Jesse, we just bonded so much, and then I was like, well, now you guys are stuck with me. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so your friends played interesting roles. So you have some friends.
Once I found a therapist that was great, then I was
Yeah.
like, wait, I actually like this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you've been very steadfast and religious about going to therapy since then, which, you know, I think it's great, but you do have to find somebody that you feel comfortable with. I think probably some of that was timing too, because you were willing to explore therapy.
I was also just more willing once I found an actual therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Like those other ladies, no. Like literally no, bruh. I don't even think they were qualified as therapists, genuinely. Like
you definitely were not
Facebook Marketplace or something. Like
no, they were legit, and you weren't ready for it. That's okay. You needed to get there.
Maybe
Let's go back to you know, where do you see yourself? Like, it's interesting, and we don't need to talk about other people, but your situation with kind of stopping the spiral of destruction and saying, okay, now you talked about that a little bit, like finding happiness, but then realizing you have to find happiness within yourself, and you can't be so dependent on someone else to make you happy.
Yeah.
And where do you think that's led you to now? Like, where are you in your growth and in your grief, and how you feel about yourself and how you feel about life in general?
I'm like the happiest I've ever been right now. Like, just being at school is just amazing, and I feel like there's a lot of different answers to that question because like
how old are you now? Just because
I'm 20. I just turned 20 in September. I'm a sophomore in college now, and so it's been 4 years, and I don't know. I think first year complete blur, second year more mania than anything. Third year I really started to heal, I think. And then now, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm, like, fully healed because, like, how even can you be?
Yeah, I don't think you
But,
can.
like, I think I've adjusted very well to, like, this new life. And, like, also being at school. My parents met at the school that I go to. And, the beach volleyball courts on campus are named after my dad. And so I think that is just, I see a lot of him at school, which makes me really happy. And I don't know, I feel like I'm, I guess, not glad that I went through everything that I have, but like in terms of like relationships and stuff, I feel like each relationship, whether it's a friendship or like a romantic relationship, makes me learn new things about myself. And I feel like I've taken that and like I really, really have my people now. And like I feel like I've had like the best friendships in the past year than I've ever had like literally my whole life. And I don't know. So I feel like I just, through lots of trial and error, I've just learned enough about myself to like know the kind of people that I want to surround myself with and what is good, or like what I want to come out of it. And so I feel like that has helped me. But I don't know, I feel like I couldn't even really tell you like an exact moment of when I realized like, okay, I've been spiraling and I need to stop. Like there wasn't it was kind of just gradual.
I think that's true. As your mother, looking in and seeing, like, from a bit of a distance, a little outsider perspective, you were full destructive spiral for a while, and like legitimately, and some, you know, not great behaviors, and as your mother, being very concerned for your safety at times and for your future.
Yeah, it was too.
A lot of times. It was very scary.
I didn't even think I was literally gonna like make it to college.
I wondered.
Yeah.
So, honestly, you were scary for a while. It was scary, and I think that's why I wanted to have you talk about this because, you know, a lot of I don't know what the numbers are, but people lose their parents at all different stages of life, and obviously where you are in that stage is different. And you know, I think about even each of you kids. You know, I feel bad for Duncan because he was 9 years old when Dad was diagnosed, and Dad did all the dad things, but Duncan got gypped out of those things.
Yeah.
You know, and so I always think about it's so hard for him, so hard for you being the girl and being the tightest. It's hard for the boys because they had him in so many places that now they're missing him. So it's hard from all perspectives.
Yeah.
But for the path that you went down, which was destructive and self-destructive, it was scary, and so I remember when I could start seeing you sort of turn the tides of.
When do you think that was?
I do think it was toward the end of your senior year, and then into freshman year of college. I still questioned whether or not you were gonna fully come back around and recognize your self-value. I don't think you valued yourself for a long time.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of that was because you didn't really, I know that for a period you didn't care if you were alive or dead. You didn't. Yeah. And that's a scary way to live. So when you're God, as the mother, watching that happen is really hard. And just trying to figure out how to parent that. Yeah. So that it doesn't push you away from me and alienate you and be like, fuck off, Mom. You don't, what do you know?
Which is what it was like for a while.
It was like that for a while. And it was really hard. So I started seeing glimpses toward the end of senior year into freshman year. But even freshman year, I still worried because of that bond, that unhealthy bond you had. With it was, you know, a follow-over, like a full legit trauma bond, in my opinion, because, you know, she happened to be there when everything went down with Dad, and it was a trauma bond. And once you started questioning the health of that relationship, that's when I first started getting a little hopeful that, like, okay, you're seeing it now. This isn't good for you. This isn't something that needs to be in your life. Front and center, primary focus. That's when I first started being hopeful that you were coming around fully. And then and this year it's just been pure joy and relief to see you really fully thriving and really just being truly happy for the first time in many, many years. And that's when I've seen it the most. I agree. And like, what do you think you attribute to that? Do you think that it's being in a place that feels safe and good to you, like college, or does it feel like it's your therapy, or does it feel...
Honestly, even like this semester, I've gone to my therapist like twice maybe, just because there was a lot of like, she switched over and then like I had to figure it all out, and then like so I haven't even really talked to her that much. While I love her and she does help me make sense of things a lot of the time, I feel like I like love learning now, and like I mean, obviously I didn't even like go to school for like a while, like
a year and a half,
like literally. And so obviously learning was not a top priority at all, but like I feel like also like it just changes in college anyways, because like you're learning about stuff that you actually want to learn about. And then, like, it helps that Eckerd is just such an amazing, awesome school, and we have amazing professors and all of that. And so I think that's definitely been a part of it. And then my roommate this year is literally my best friend, and she is awesome and amazing. And then I've met my other group of friends, which has also been amazing. And then Sammy obviously has been so awesome, and like, he's just like the sweetest thing ever. And he also I feel like has like not even shown me a different side of myself, but like, it's just like it's a very different than what I had in the past for my relationships, because I don't know, he's like also like, he was my best friend all of last year. Like, when my other relationships that we're not always very fond of, there would be issues. Sammy doesn't like her either. Like, he literally is like, she treated you like shit. Like, I don't understand why you even are still entertaining it at all. And so, like, I don't know. I feel like just the relationships that I have made at school, like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's made me learn a lot about myself, and I love it so much. And
they feel healthy,
they
balanced.
feel amazing, like the best friendships I've ever had. And it's awesome. Like, that's why I was so sad to leave school. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do without you guys for 3 weeks? And I'm like, I'll see you guys in 3 weeks.
See you in 3 weeks.
Fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Phew, for God's sake. Phew. You scared the shit out of me for a while. Not gonna lie.
Sorry. Grief will do that to you.
It will. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for doing the work too. All right. So one of the things that we talk about on here is how when somebody dies, they become like this idolized version, a perfect version. And I know you have some funny stories about that, or things that we have some funny stories that, you know, he was very patient and he was a great dad. And but there were times. Do you have anything that comes to your mind that?
The only thing that comes, I mean, the main one that comes to my mind, which this isn't even really my story to tell, but you know what I'm about to say.
I think I do.
He was really angry with Gavin, and like, what even actually really happened? This is like a long time ago, and I think Gavin like ran down the stairs or something, and he was super patient and calm and never yelled, never spanked, never did anything. Yeah.
And
even when you would yell at me, and then he'd come in and he'd be like, "I'm sorry, baby. Just try to get a good night's sleep." I'd be like, "She's so mean." I know. It's okay. It'll be okay, I promise. She'll calm down. Wait till the morning.
She'll be fine.
Or, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. He went upstairs and like went to grab Gavin by the hand to take him downstairs, like gruffly.
Yeah.
And then like
slipped and ate shit. Fell all the way down the stairs. And like Gavin said that they were just like looking at each other for a second, and then Dad wasn't even mad anymore, and he just had to take himself upstairs. And he just like,
that's what I get for losing my temper.
Literally.
So funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like when he was like also like on steroids, he would like get angry about just like stupid things. Like, bro, he texted me this one time. Hold on. Because it was when sleep was over. And he said, "Your boy Slade is here. Where are you?" And then I didn't even text him back because I didn't see it. Well, he also texted me like 5 minutes later. And he said, "Boo, that was too easy. You are a gross individual."
What?
And I literally texted him back. I said, "Huh?" I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And like, I know his ass was just sitting in his chair, like watching, texting me from there. But I literally was like, It's just
What?
because he, like, came up to my room and, like, we're just, like, hanging out. And I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. And, like, remember when we were trying to give Ruby to Sasa?
Mm-hmm.
And Sasa started asking me about her. And I was like, oh, my God, she pisses everywhere. Because I didn't know she was trying to, Dad was trying to get her there.
Oh, cat.
Yeah. And, Dad's, like, sitting in his chair and he starts yelling at me from across the room. He was like, hey, cut it out. Hey, stop. And I was like, why? I was like, what is he talking about? Like, oh my God, yeah, she'll piss on your clothes. Like, she
like,
is real. I know. And so then he was like, Sabrina. He's like, I'm trying to get her to go with her, but clearly she's not going to take her if you're saying all this shit. And I was like, oh, that's why you wanted me to be quiet. But, like, I feel like especially towards me, he was never really.
I know.
Except for, like, when I crashed the golf cart. That was, like, the only time. But, like, valid.
Deserved.
Valid, yeah.
Deserved. Well, what about any special ways? I know we just had his 4-year anniversary of his death. I don't even know what to call that. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
And that was a bit of a struggle for you. You felt like it was a little harder than normal?
What did I even do? Oh, yeah. I feel like I also thought it had been 3 years, and then I was, like, actually thinking, and I was like, no, it's been 4, and then I was like, no, it's been 3, and then I was like, no, it's been 4, and I was like, no, it was 3. And I was like, no, it can't be 4. And so then that was, like, kind of tripping me up. And then, I don't know, I wanted to, like, do something to honor him or anything, and so I was just, like, in a weird mood all day, and, like, last year, I just let myself, like, be sad, and, like, which was good, and I just, like, kind of cried, and, like, whatever. And then the year before we did that, like, light vigil thing. And so I think also just being by myself at school and having to deal with it just kind of sucks. And so I was just like, I don't know, trying to do something. And then
Do you have anything? And we have done some of our own things, like eating his favorite food on his birthday, or the Chinese water lanterns and stuff like that. Any other things that you do personally for honoring his memory? Or
Gracious Plenty almond cake.
Oh, the Gracious Plenty almond cake.
Yeah. That would be his cheat because he was on keto. And so every time we'd go there, or like no, well, I can't even do that. I was gonna say, like, go driving or something, but, like, I haven't done that, but I would love to do that. I don't know. I think or just going to play volleyball. I feel like playing makes me feel closer to him, especially because I'm, like, always playing, like, literally on his courts.
On the courts named
so,
John Baker.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, there's not a Gracious Plenty in St. Pete, so I'm like, well.
I know, you need to go get some before you go back to school.
I know, I'm gonna.
Well, what else did you want to share? Or is there, other kids out there who have lost a parent, or especially if they've recently lost a parent? What kind of thoughts or advice, if you have any, or what would you say?
Don't kill yourself.
Number one,
don't kill yourself. Do that, because then it's never gonna get better.
Facts.
I mean, shit, like, I don't know, like, honestly, like, yeah, my ways may have not been the best, but I did get through it, and I don't know how I would have. Well, no, listen, I feel like everyone obviously does grieve differently, and I feel like it's very easy to go into self-destructive mode, and which is exactly what I did. And I don't really know how I would have gotten through it if I didn't have the people that I had. Like, even Lily. Like, Lily and Bella, like, yeah, they didn't turn out the best, but if I didn't have either of them, like, I don't know where I'd be, like, because like, yeah, it's temporary, and like, not even like the friendship and like all of the mentality and all of that is like temporary, but like it very much couldn't have been. And like, I think if I stayed, or if I don't even know, if I was with different people who like either maybe made me feel like isolated for feeling the ways that I did, or like judged me or like anything like that, then it wouldn't have ended up the same way as it did. Like, I was so close with Lily because we were feeling the same way and because we were both like going through some shit. But like, if I didn't have her, like, I would have been alone. And so she like just finding your people who will keep you motivated to do anything. As long as you're doing something, whether, even if it's bad, you're still doing something. Like, I very much could be doing absolutely nothing right now and like not here. But yes, like, it's better, I would say, to be doing bad things than to be doing absolutely nothing. And because if you're doing nothing, then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then it can only go so far down, you know?
Right.
And then you give up. And I was very close to that a few times. And if I didn't have those people that I could text in those moments who would either like relate to me, and then it would be like, okay, well, you can't do it or else I'm gonna do it. So then like we kept each other here, which is so I think find, it's not like I'm saying to go make terrible relationships and rely on bad people, but if that's what it takes, I mean, like, keep the people around who are gonna keep you around.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it one step further before we wrap up. As the mother, what advice would you give to parents who are trying to help their spiraling self-destructive child survive?
Frankly, there's really not anything you can do about it. Like, there's really not.
Feels like it. Feels like there's nothing you can do in those moments. So interesting that you're saying that.
I mean, if you disagreed with anything I'd say, okay, well, fuck you, I don't care. And so, and like, if you whenever you would like, I would get grounded or whatever, like, I was like, I don't care. Like, ground me all you want. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do still. Like, I literally just did not care. And I was like, okay, well, would you rather me be grounded or would you rather me be alive? Like, I don't know. Like, so you pick and choose your battles. And so I mean, we were kind of talking about this the other day. Don't kick them out. Don't do that. You gotta, you know, like, that's only gonna make shit worse. But even through our ups and downs, like, I feel like I did still have a place to call home, and I still was fed and all of that stuff. And so, like, which, like, yeah, that's, I guess, like, the bare minimum, like, what you're supposed to do as a parent. But, like, which, like, that's always, I was like, oh my god, she's not gonna do that shit. Like, she's my mom. Yeah, she does that. She's a piece of shit. Like, you know. And so, I don't know, just like, you just gotta thug it out. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
That's not helpful.
It's not very helpful at all. But I mean, what did you even do? What did you do?
I don't know. I changed my direction, my strategy every 5 minutes when you changed your own fucking strategy. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God I had my own therapist to work it all out with and strategize things. But yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
Not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
Heart on either
Holy
end.
hell. Well, here you are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
And we're better than ever.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I feel like also be funny things to laugh back on.
Oh,
later.
hilarious stories. So
Right.
funny. So funny. Oh, God. Well, I think this is good, helpful. Hopefully find somebody else.
I'm sorry for the parents. Can't really give you guys much help. Just figure it out. I don't know. Read them.
Don't die.
Don't die. Keep
Just
them
don't
alive.
die.
Just keep them in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, I feel like the more restrictions that you tried to put on me, the more I was like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna do whatever I want anyways. So
That's true.
restrictions aren't really gonna help anything.
I think one of the things, and I don't know if this was helpful to you, but remember I would like show you examples of toxic relationships versus healthy. And I would be like, this is something to consider when you're in this relationship. Look at this checklist and this checklist. Where do you fall? Do you remember those?
I don't even remember that.
Oh my God. You don't remember like cuddling up with you in bed and I brought in like stuff I printed off the internet, like talking about toxic, narcissistic, horrible relationships that are like emotionally abusive. And like, here's some light reading. Here's some light reading to consider in your current state of relationships. And then I would say, do you remember your dad being anywhere on this side of the sheet or over here on the healthy side?
I do kind of remember that, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All the gentle ways to say, wake the fuck up. These people are destroying your life.
Yeah.
Without being like, you're not allowed to see them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because you would say that and I'd be like, says who? Mm-hmm. Not you, because I don't care what you say. So, I will say therapy did really help, though. Once I think you also tried to get me into it way too quick. You tried to put me in, like, the January after, and I was like, no. But, like, really finding a good therapist was, like, amazing. Like, literally the first day that I went in and I left her office, I was like, this is what therapy is for. I was like, that was like the first time I had like felt that sense of relief and like.
So that's good advice right there.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't, I think a lot of people feel like if they go to a therapist and they're like, that sucked, they're never going to try again. They're like, therapy's not for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had like 2 or 3 terrible therapists. Yes, I also wasn't ready, but also they didn't make me any more ready because they were terrible.
Yeah.
And then once I found like a real therapist who like, because I felt like with the other ones, they just weren't listening to me. And so then I was like, I'm not your therapist. I don't know why you're complaining to me right now. Like, I'm not paying you.
I remember you'd come home and you'd be like, all they're doing is trying to make me cry. They just want me to cry.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, maybe that's not being ready, but I think that's really important is, you know, just because 1 or 2 or 3 doesn't
it usually
vibe with
takes
you
people
doesn't mean they're
like
not
a few too. And so I found, I don't even remember her name because remember I had her for like a little while and then she left. Mm-hmm. What was it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But then I switched to another lady who
within that practice,
within the same place, and like.
But she helped you. She was like, "This is a good one for you."
Yeah,
she's like me.
Exactly. Yeah, and she was like, she'll call you out for your shit, but she also is like, will, you know, whatever. And I still have her to this day. Like I've had her for like over 2 years now, 2.5 maybe, and she's amazing. I went to her today, so like really finding the right therapist is life-changing because like she also just everybody needs a therapist. I think
so too.
I think because even like when I'm talking about just like everyday stuff and I'm like, oh well, I'm thinking like this and and then I'm like, but it doesn't make sense, and then she's like, let me know if this sounds right, and then she'll say it back to me but like making so much more sense, and I'm like
yep.
So
I had mine today too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo. Look at us go.
All right. Well, do you feel like we've covered everything you wanted to talk about?
I think so.
Yeah. Advice and thoughts and reflections and everything about your dad you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. I would say so.
Do you feel like you see him? Or you see signs from him?
Yeah, when I was in Costa Rica, it was insane. Mm-hmm. It was insane. That was the most I've ever seen from him. I saw shooting stars the other night, too.
Good.
I see a lot of shooting stars, which some people at school have never seen a shooting star.
I know.
And I'm like, how? Like, do you just not look? Like, what? we see a lot of bats sometimes. Like if I am out during that time of the night, then I see a lot of bats.
I would say, like for me, shooting stars always make me feel like that's your dad saying hello.
Mm-hmm.
I know for Jessa, it's rainbows. You love butterflies for him and shooting stars. Bats, though, that's like, we used to sit at the lake and be like, ooh, there's bats. And we get so excited because we know they're going to eat all the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And so.
But me and him would watch bats all the time. We'd come back from like a day on the boat and like everybody would go up and be like, oh, the bats are coming.
Bats are coming. Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, yes, let's go watch. And we'd look and I'd be like, oh, is that a bat? And he's like, no, that's a swallow. That's not what they look like.
Yeah.
And so that like seeing bats is like a big thing for me too, I feel like.
Yeah.
And like blue jays.
Well, even when we went to Jacksonville for Thanksgiving, that Airbnb we were in was a great big poster, and up in the corner it said JB. It was for Jacksonville Beach, but I mean, it was a piece of art that had like the same.
And it also was like the exact same font that like
his business,
business was. Yeah. So it was just like weird. We were like, oh,
he's here. He's here for Thanksgiving.
When we went and we're touring schools, all the sevens that we saw, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like he shows up a lot.
Yeah.
In signs.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is cool because it just makes you feel like they're here with us.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
The hearts
signs.
too.
Mm-hmm.
That heart leaf that fell on me a few weeks ago, and there was like not any other leaves ever, and it literally fell right on top of me, and I was like,
"Hi, Dad."
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being brave enough to share your story and the beautiful and the ugly and the tragic and the scary and all of it. It takes courage to do that, and I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Gotta go work out.
Gotta go work out. But thank you guys for listening to the Lost Love Stories. If this conversation touched you, then share it with somebody who needs it. If you know somebody who's struggled with the loss of a parent and has gone through or is currently going through some dark times, it gets real dark. Whether you're a teenager or whatever age you're at, even as the spouse or a best friend or whatever, there's a lot of dark times involved in grief. And if this would be helpful for them, just share it, and just share it with anybody who needs to hear it. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your heart, and just honor the grief, honor the journey, and find your way back to joy. All right.
Bye, guys.